guys, today we are going to do something that is one of my absolute favorite things to do. We're going to try out a very new, very small indie brand, and I bought a palette from them after seeing this on Instagram. They did this thing where they sneak peeked like one row at a time, and once they got to the first 3 rows, I'm like, I am sold. I'm getting this palette. This is awesome. So I'll show you the palette. The brand that we are going to be trying out today is called Spellbound Beauty, and this is a brand that I found on Etsy. So I will show you what the palette looks like. This is called the Oracle palette, and even though I don't really know a lot about like tarot readings and stuff like that, I do find that whole thing kind of fascinating. And like I said with the what was it, the Meet Me in the Underworld palette by Lowe's Cosmetics, like all this kind of spooky stuff and I don't know, magic, and I don't know, like I'm here for it, like I like it. So I think that the color story of this palette is really nice. I'm so excited. I'm excited it has a black in it. I'm excited to try out, like I said, a new small indie brand. Hopefully it's going to be good. So far the quality from just swatching it seems fine. I would say that the mattes seem pretty nice. A little bit on the buildable side, could possibly maybe stain a little bit. I'm not going to make any assumptions though, because I don't really know, but just from swatching it, the shimmers aren't my favorite. They're a little bit more on the satin side than I would personally prefer, but we're gonna see how they perform with some glitter primer. I think that the color story on this palette is absolutely beautiful. It's so unlike anything else that I've ever seen. It's like a grungy rainbow, and I really like that. I like that it can go really dark. I like the variations in the mattes and shimmers, and I think that they did a really good job with this. I like the names in this. I like the cover art. The palette itself feels really nice. So yeah, we're just gonna test it out. That's basically going to be it. So I'm just gonna start by priming with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base that I am pretty much running out of, and I need to buy a new one, and I need to do that ASAP because I probably have, I don't know, maybe another week or so left of this. So maybe I should go to Sephora. I really want to go to Sephora. It's been such a long time. Maybe that's what I'll do this week. That would be kind of fun, just to kind of look around and see what's new, because there hasn't really been anything, you know, online on Trendmood or whatever that's caught my attention. But maybe if I go in store, I will talk myself into being more excited about the things that's come out. I don't know. I am kind of itching to like try some more new mainstream makeup as well that's not just eyeshadows, but I don't know, for me it's just like none of that stuff is really exciting enough for me to run out and want to buy it and review it. Like I really only get excited for eyeshadows. I mean, also like anything sparkly and pretty, but mostly that's eyeshadows. I'm trying to find a Q-tip. Do I have a Q-tip? I have one left in my drawer because I have an eye booger and I need to remove that because it's driving me absolutely crazy. Okay, let me make sure that my eyeshadow primer is looking good, and then we'll figure out what to do today. I think I want to do something fun. I'm thinking maybe I want to do some kind of a two-tone look or something like that. Oh, also they sent me a lipstick. For the price of this, I know I'm all over the place, I'm sorry, but story of my life. This is $20. Did I say that already? I'm sorry if I did. The package came really nice as well. They actually sent 2 tarot cards in the package, and like I said, I don't know anything about this, but I think it's a really cool touch. So I got one that says Wheel of Fortune, it's number 10, and I got one that says The Star, which is number 11. If anybody knows what any of these mean, do let me know because that would be really fun. And also they sent me a lipstick, like I said. I don't know if this was, probably wasn't PR because they wouldn't know that it was my order. So I'm guessing they just threw in a lipstick in the order as well. So we're gonna test this out. It comes packaged in just a black little thing here, and this is the lipstick. So it's a very cute red color. This is in the shade Killer Queen. I think I'm gonna put this on now just so we can kind of see how it wears throughout the video. Where did that even come from? Anyway, I'm gonna put this on. We're gonna see what it looks like, see what the formula is like. I'm guessing it's a liquid lipstick. Oh, it kind of smells good. I can't put my finger on what it smells like. It almost smells like sour candy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put this on. I will say that the container itself is it feels a little cheap. Like, you know, it's very lightweight plastic, but it doesn't matter if the formula is good. So let me go ahead and put this on, and we'll see what it looks like. So formula-wise, it feels really nice. It's very thin, but opaque at the same time. So you don't feel like you have like a ton of products on your lips. And this is drying down very quickly. So I'm just gonna leave this on. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna go in with this palette. Just wanna make sure that my eyeshadow primer doesn't have any creases on it. And let's see, what do I wanna do today? I probably want to use the black because, why wouldn't I use the black? Because that is just so fun. Let's see. I'm kind of trying to look at like what are the mattes and what are the shimmers. So I think both of these rows are, yeah, both of these rows here are shimmers, and then we have one row of matte, that's a matte, that's a matte, and that's a matte. So basically we have purple and pink mattes as well as blue mattes. So I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. So maybe I will do a two-toned eye. No, maybe I'll just jam all of these on my eyes normally. Because why wouldn't I do that, right? So I think I'm gonna start with, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the black and the purple and the pink in my crease, and then maybe I can do these three underneath my eye, maybe something like that. So we're gonna start with, I guess I will start with the purple and then blend it out with the pink, because the pink is very much a neon shade, so I'm not expecting any other colors to really layer on top of it. So I'm gonna start with this purple, which is called the Star. And if you're wondering why I have blue specks literally all over my arm, I went to battle with a pen yesterday. I don't know what happened. Okay, not really, but I was writing stuff, and then by the end of it, I looked like this, and don't ask. So I'm taking that purple shade. It picks up very nicely on the brush, a little bit of kick up in the pan. I'm gonna tap on my eyeshadow primer again because I keep talking and not doing makeup. And I'm gonna start that like right in my crease here. And we're gonna just be pretty precise where I'm placing this so that I can blend this out with the pink shade. This one is looking a lot darker on the eye than it is in the pan, which I do like. So I'm just packing this where it is that I want it to be, which is basically going to be all the way through my crease. This is a very, very pretty color. I can tell though that when I'm putting this down, it doesn't go on like super smoothly. It's taking a little bit of time to like get it to be the way that I want it to be, and I do have to kind of build it up a little bit. I don't feel like this would be a very buildable formula if I'm being completely honest. So maybe we'll try that on the other eye and just do like the opposite so I can show you, because I feel like by now I've tried enough eyeshadow formulas to kind of know what to expect, even just after swatching something. So I don't expect this to be super buildable, but you're always going to be able to get shadows to work if you go in with the darkest shade first. That's just like a foolproof way to make basically any eyeshadows work. And I like doing that with purples because they tend to be a little bit iffy to work with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take the neon pink shade here, which is the one called Strength, and I'm gonna use that to just blend this out with. And then on the other eye, we're gonna do it the opposite order. I might have to take that off after if it doesn't work out very well, but we'll see what happens. And I'll go in with this shade first and then deepen it up with the purple so you can kind of see what I mean. Hopefully I'm wrong. I mean, I hope I'm wrong because I don't really want to be right, but I can just kind of tell with this formula that this is going to be the best way to work with it, which, like I said, doesn't really bother me. I don't mind going in with the darkest shade first at all. It's something that I do quite a lot because it does give you the best color payoff as well. But you can see that this is working very, very nicely. Just going to kind of blend out the edges here and then probably go back in with that purple one last time just to intensify this a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, that looks very, very nice. I'm going to clean off my brush a little bit here, and then I'm going to start on the other side with the pink like I was saying, and I'm going to put that in my crease as my transition shade, and we're going to deepen it up with the purple and just kind of see what the difference on the eyes will look like. I would say this is a pretty easy color to work with on its own. It's definitely nice and pigmented and it blends out nicely, but I feel like any matte is going to work very nicely on its own here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off my brush again and I'm going to go into the purple, and we're going to try to get the same result on this eye as I have on the other eye by building these two shades on top of each other here. I'm just going to take my time and be kind of patient with this. I am going to try to really pack it on like I did on the other eye and just see how this builds. I hope I'm wrong and that this builds very nicely. Okay, you know what? I take back everything I said because this is actually working so much better than I was expecting. And I'm sorry I made assumptions. I shouldn't have done that, but sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, and I will happily accept the fact that I was very wrong this time because this looks really, really nice and I'm not mad at this at all. That looks great actually. I almost feel like it performed better going light to dark, which is kind of strange. I'm not used to that, but that is a good thing because that means that they are way easier to work with. Okay, that is really nice for a purple. I mean, purples tend to be very tricky, but this is doing exactly what I wanted to do. So next I'm gonna take the black, which is called the Emperor, which is just a black eyeshadow. When I swatched it, it was definitely on the sheer side, so it's probably going to be quite buildable. So I'm just gonna take my time here and get this nice and dark. Just putting this in the outer corner of my eye as well as blending it into the outer corner. I'm gonna take a little bit through my crease, but mostly I'm going to focus it just on the outer portion. So this feels like one of those kind of creamy blacks. Does that make sense? Have you had one of those? I feel like a lot of blacks these days, they're not satins, but they have something in them that just makes them kind of creamy, and it makes them really, really easy to work with. And I really like that kind of black formula. Like, this is working so well. It's really, really easy to work with. Like I said, it's on the buildable side, but you can build it up very easily to be like a pure black, which I love. Or if you just wanted like a little bit of extra dimension and you wanted to deepen up one of the colors, you could easily do that without it being like jet black, like what I'm doing right here, because this is looking very nice. I like that a lot. Okay, so far so good. I'm actually having an easier time than I expected from the swatches, so it does go to show that swatches definitely don't tell the whole story, which sometimes I make assumptions based on swatches, which maybe I shouldn't be doing. So for underneath my eye, I think I'm gonna use these two colors right here. So I'm gonna start with this one since it's a little bit darker. I'm gonna put that on the outer portion of my lower lash line. This one is called Wheel of Fortune. And I'm just gonna take that on the outer portion here. Like I said, gonna leave room in the inner for that other. That is a beautiful color. Ooh, I love a good teal. Teal is such an underrated eyeshadow color, I feel like. Oh yeah, I like this a lot. That looks really, really nice. Oh, and before anybody asks, because I know I'm going to get questions, these earrings are from Betsy Johnson. I've had them for a very long time. I think I got them at TJ Maxx a while ago. I don't think they're available anymore, but maybe look there if you're interested. Maybe look on like Poshmark or Mercari. I don't know if Mercari sells jewelry. I've never shopped on there. I only use Poshmark if I do use like a secondhand site, but this looks so good. Okay, I like this a lot. Just making sure I'm blending that into the black eyeshadow so that we get a good blend on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna again wipe off my brush. Actually, I'm gonna take a smaller brush. I'm gonna take, let's do this one from Odin's Eye. And I'm gonna go into the very blue shade, which is called the Moon. And I'm just gonna tuck that right in here. I might layer a shimmer over the top of this as well, just to try out more shades. But I really like having some kind of a blue like in the inner portion of my lower lash line. I think that just looks really cute. And this is blending very nicely into that teal as well. So far, I am very much enjoying this, and I'm hoping that the shimmers are going to pleasantly surprise me, but we'll see what happens. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it with the mattes. I might have to do a little bit more blending just around the edges afterwards. But let me find my glitter primer, which is right in front of me as always. And I'm gonna take that on a What's Up Beauty brush. This is the number R106. I really like these brushes. Like, these brushes are top notch. They're definitely up there with my Rephr brushes. Not only just shape-wise, but quality-wise as well. Just gonna take my glitter primer. That was a lot of glitter primer, oh well. Just gonna take that all over where I want the shimmers to go here. Just gonna try to spread this out so I don't get too thick of a layer. Just gonna take my finger and tap off a little bit of this because that was a lot of glitter primer. I don't need that much. And then let's see, what do I want to do for my lid? I'm thinking I kind of want to use the green in my inner corner because that would be really fun. And then I guess I will do, this one makes sense for the outer corner because it's quite dark. So I'm going to start with this one. This one is called, ooh, I don't know how to pronounce this. The Chariot. I don't know what the Chariot is. I should probably know that, but it's fine. That's not what this video is about. I'm going to put that on the outer corner of my eye and just blend that into the black. This probably doesn't need a glitter primer at all because it is a satin. Yeah, I would barely even call this a shimmer because it doesn't really do a whole lot for me shimmer wise. The shimmers felt quite thin in formula. So like I said before, they're not going to be my favorites. But if you're someone who likes a shimmer that doesn't, you know, enhance the texture of your lid, a shimmer that is probably not going to crease on you, because sometimes like those very sparkly, intense, shifty duochromes and, you know, multichromes and stuff like that, they do have a tendency to not wear as well as something like this. But I don't know, I'm just a sucker for those kind of sparkly, unique shadows, and I feel like this is a little bit lackluster and boring for me, but I think that we're gonna still get a really, really nice look out of it. So next up, I'm gonna take the shade. What else do I want to use? Maybe I will use the gold and the green. Is that going to look weird? Probably, but I think I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe off my brush here, and I'm gonna take the gold on the same brush. That picks up very nicely. This definitely looked to be, when I swatched it, the one that was the most kind of metallic out of the bunch, and I'm gonna put that on the rest of my lid here, and then we're gonna do, I think, the green in my inner corner, even though, like I said, I don't really think they're gonna go together, but I don't care because I just want to try them. Goes on very, very nicely, super easy to work with. Like I said, it's a very basic shimmer formula. Basically what you see is what you get, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I would like something a little bit extra. Next, I'm gonna take the green shade here, which is called Justice, and I'm just gonna put that in the inner corner of my eye. That is very, very pretty. I love a green shimmer. Green shimmers are some of my absolute favorites. Greens and blues, give them to me. I mean, I am not mad at this. I think this looks really, really cool. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my eyes, and I'll come back and we can do like some of the rest of the face makeup together, because I still need to do blush and highlighter, and I also think I want to do a highlighter just like in the inner corner of my eye. So let me just finish off with my eyes and I'll be right back. Okay, so the eyes are done, and to finish off, I did a little bit of blue. I almost poked my eye. I did some blue in my waterline. This is, I should know this by now. Oh man, what is the shade name of this? This one is called Lady Lagoon by Fenty. It is my favorite blue eyeliner in my collection. It is so good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of my Bitter Lace Beauty highlighter. I'm not going to use electric today. I'm gonna take this one, which is called Looking Glass. I'm gonna lower the lighting and see if you can see this, but it's basically a rainbow highlighter, and it has like 5 different colors in it. I see pink, kind of yellowy green, blue, and then like a purple. So I'm gonna just dip into this greeny yellowy shade with a tiny, tiny pencil brush. I love this highlighter for inner corners because you can really like just get in there and get the color that you want. And this one is a little bit more on the green side than electric, which is what I normally use as my face highlighter. So I'm just gonna kind of pop this right over the top so you can see just how much more of a sparkle that adds. Like, see the difference on those two eyes? Like, this is what I like in my shimmers. I want something that's just a little bit more impactful, and layering a highlighter over the top in my inner corner makes a world of difference. And this just looks so much better all of a sudden. Yeah, I love that. So for my blush, let me do this one. This is Water Lily from Woodens Eye, which I just love. I love their blushes. I think that they are so good. This one is one of the more sort of satiny, shimmery ones. So I'm just gonna go quite heavy with this because that is what I do with my blush. I just really like a lot of blush. So I'm just gonna blush it up here. This just looks so pretty. I love this color. I feel like it just goes with a lot of eye looks too, which is why I reach for it quite a bit. Gonna put a little bit on my nose as well because I just think that that is so cute. And then we're gonna do, should I do Electric by Bitter Lace Beauty as my highlighter today? Maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll use another Bitter Lace Beauty highlighter because I can't get enough of these. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. This one I think is Coral Cove. It's one of the kind of only, oh, this is limited edition, I think. Yeah, it might be. This is one of the only really like orange highlighters that I feel like looks good on my skin. I'm taking this on a small eyeshadow brush because that is what I like to apply my highlighters with. And I'm just gonna be quite precise. Like, look at how beautiful that is. It's just so pretty. Like, it looks very intense when it first goes on, but then when you start buffing it out, it really just like melts into your skin and looks very, very nice. It's quite glittery though. If you don't like glittery highlighters, you're not gonna like this, but I just think it's so beautiful. And I'm just gonna take my blush brush a little bit over this again, just to make sure that these are nice and blended together. And I think that's basically going to be the look. So let me, some of my, I guess, first impression thoughts on this. The lipstick so far, really like it. It's very, very comfortable. It doesn't feel too drying, but I mean, it is a liquid lipstick, so it's going to be a little bit drying given that it does dry down to a completely matte finish. Like there's no transfer at all, but it feels really, really nice on the lips and I love the color. I think it looks very, very nice. The palette I actually really like. Like I said before, the shimmers aren't my favorite just because I prefer something that's a little bit more intense, but that's just personal preference, and I know that a lot of people like shimmers that are a little bit more subtle, which is what you get in this palette, and if that is something that you think you would like, you would probably love this. The mattes actually surprised me. Like, from swatching them, I didn't think I would like them as much as I do on the eyes, and I feel like they performed very well. I didn't have any problems at all with any of them, and I'm really, really happy that I bought this palette, and I think that for $20, like this is good value, and it's really, really cool to be able to just support a new startup brand, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future, because if this is their first release, imagine what their 7th release is going to be like, you know, because it's only going to go up from here, and I think this is a very, very, very good start. So yeah, that's gonna be my thoughts, I guess. Have you heard of this brand? I will link them down below as well as their Instagram if you want to go check them out, because I definitely think that they deserve a little bit of recognition. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you want to see some more first impression videos, I have a full playlist, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.